Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, mammals. This is my last video in a series of 4, kind of reviewing some things about our macromolecules. You can find the other ones on carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids already posted up on the YouTube channel. This one is going to be about nucleotides, and just like in all the others, I want to go over to how to identify it, what kinds of polymers they form when multiple nucleotides join together, and their functions in biology. I'm not going to hand draw the nucleotides. They tend to be a mishmash of several things and a little too hard for me to draw. So let me break down some of the parts that you will see with it. The key part is going to be this phosphate. That's probably going to be your key identifier. Few other things are going to have a phosphate group. So if you see a phosphate, you should suspect nucleotide. The other two parts that will confirm it for you is that you're going to have a saccharide, this carbon ring that you see here. You can spot it as a saccharide because it's a carbon ring with the ether group. That single bonded oxygen in the middle of the ring is what makes this a saccharide. If you need some more instruction on that, go watch the video again about the carbohydrates and how you can see that this is kind of a monosaccharide sandwiched in between these two other parts. The last part is what we call a nitrogenous base. I want to get a different color there because this is a different part. And it's going to have an amine in it. So in conclusion, for the identification, the nucleotides are sort of a mishmash. Your key part here is going to be a phosphate, but to confirm it, just in case there isn't something else that has a phosphate slapped on there, you're going to see a phosphate in the presence of a sugar ring, a saccharide, and a nitrogen group. So it's going to have those three things. Moving on to how individual nucleotides assemble themselves into polymers. Once again, it's our friend dehydration. So like the other dehydration examples, we've got a OH on one molecule and a hydrogen on the other that come together to form a water, and then the two molecules get joined together where that water was removed. Our polymer in this case is called a nucleic acid. So when you have multiple nucleotides coming together to form a polymer, that's a nucleic acid. Some of the most well-known nucleic acids that you've probably encountered already are DNA and RNA. You know that they're in the nucleus of the cell because they're there for the genetic material. That's where this name comes from. So that might be something that you already know that you can use to help you associate things like DNA and RNA with the term nucleotides and nucleic acid. Wrapping up with functions, as mentioned, the most well-known function of nucleotides that you've already come across is they're there to store genetic information in the form of DNA and RNA. The one that might be new to you is they're involved in energy cycling. When you go on to take biology, you're going to spend a lot of time talking about these two molecules, ATP and ADP, adenosine triphosphate. That's where the nucleotide comes in. It's got a phosphate, and adenosine diphosphate. At the most fundamental level, all the energy that's coming from your cells to power pretty much everything is cycling ATP back and forth with ADP. And your body takes a phosphate, puts it on the adenosine diphosphate, see it has two, di, to reproduce adenosine triphosphate. There's 3. And then when this turns back into diphosphate, energy is released. If you've heard of people taking creatine for like weightlifting, what that's doing is it's bumping up the amount of free phosphate that's available in your body so that you can more rapidly convert some ADP back into ATP, maybe help you squeeze out few more reps on your set, get stronger faster. So that's the wrap up for nucleotides. As always, take care of yourself and others, practice good hygiene, and I'll see you on the flip side.